Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video and we're going to be talking about how much you need to eat in order to cut, maintain, or bulk. Let's get started. When you cut, you're basically trying to reduce your body fat. That means you need to eat lower number of calories than you burn. This means you need to go into a calorie deficit. While you're on the calorie deficit, you also still have to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. If you're an adult male, you need to eat 25 to 30% less of your BMR. Your BMR is your basal metabolic rate, and it measures the amount of energy in calories that your body needs to stay alive and function properly. So 25 to 30% of your BMR looks like 500 to 750 calories a day. For teenage guys, you need to eat about 15 to 20% less of your BMR. That's about 350 to 500 calories a day. For adult women, you need to eat 20 to 25% less of your BMR. So that's around 300 to 500 calories a day. For teenage girls, you need to eat 15 to 20% less of your BMR, so that's 250 to 400 calories a day. But this is just the first part. In order to cut weight properly and preserve your muscle, you need to eat around 3 grams of protein per kg. And you also need to start doing strength training to prevent muscle loss and maintain your metabolism. You can also do cardio to get a better calorie deficit, but I recommend just eating less so you make abs in the kitchen instead. It's much easier. And also, don't forget about incorporating your resistance training into your strength training as well. Now, tips. Here are some tips on food that you should focus on while you're cutting. Focus on more whole, nutrient-dense food to stay full, like lean meat, vegetables, and complex carbs. If you're wondering what they are, look at my previous video. And other foods that are good for cutting are low-fat yogurt, oats, low-fat cottage cheese, and egg white. And you should also meal prep because it helps you save time preparing for a lot of meals. And for those on calorie deficits, I recommend you guys weigh your food on a gram scale. A rough estimate is fine if you're not that serious about it or you're not competing for something like a bodybuilding competition. Then a rough estimate of your food is fine. It's not worth spending so much time getting the exact decimal points of how much grams you're eating of what per day. Here is my cautionary tale for cutting. Avoid extreme deficits at all costs. This makes you lose muscle and it slows down your metabolism. So that means you have to cut even harder and lose more muscle. And it's just a vicious cycle that will reverse all your hard work. On that note, let's move on to maintenance. When you're maintaining muscle mass, fat mass, and athletic ability. So this means you're eating just a little bit more of the calories you burn. If you're maintaining, this means you're maintaining your fitness with resistant workouts. So the same level of weights, the same level of sets, the same number of reps. I don't recommend maintaining because the progress is very still. You can of course get stronger when you maintain, but it's not as effective as bulking. So unless you're old and you're trying to just keep fit, I wouldn't recommend maintaining to anyone else my age, which is around the teens. Tips for maintaining is check your weight regularly. Get a scale that tells your body fat percentage. It really helps. It's more expensive than normal scales, but in my opinion, it's really worth it if I'm trying to keep track of everything. When you're maintaining, try to have fun. You can trade some of your calories from your nutritious foods for some sweet bites, but also don't do that too much in a single day because then you'll feel hungry later on the day. My cautionary tale for maintaining is not tracking results. Your diet, your nutrition, or your workout program might be a little off and give you the results that you're not looking for. So always regularly keep notice of your change and look at yourself in the mirror and see if you're going the way you want to. Another cautionary tale I have is for injuries. Always warm up before your workouts to prevent any injuries that could get you out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks and lose your gains. Because some people get complacent because they're always working with the same amount of weight, so they don't pay much attention to their forms, which leads to them getting injured and then having recessive progress. Bulking. Bulking increases muscle mass. So this means you're eating more calories than you're spending. And adult males, you need to eat 10% to 15% above your BMR. So that's about 1,600 to 2,000 calories a day. Teenage males, you guys need about 10 to 15% above your BMR. So that's about 18 to 2,200 calories a day that you're eating in total. Adult males, you guys are eating about 10 to 15% above your BMR. So in total, that's about 1,600 to 2,000 a day. Teenage guys, you guys are eating about 10 to 15% above your BMR. So that's 1,800 or 2,200 calories a day. adult women, you guys need to eat about 10 to 15% above your BMR. So that's 1,200 or 1,500 calories a day. And then teenage girls, you guys need to eat about 10% above your BMR. So 1,400 to 1,700 calories a day. And keep in mind, if you're bulking, you're building muscle. So you need to eat 1.5 to 2.5 of protein per kg. And the reason for that, you can check that out in my first video as well. Activity level will dictate how much carbs and fat you eat, so adjust that accordingly and as you see fit. You're on a bulk, so don't worry about it too much and enjoy yourself. There are two types of bulks though, and it's the clean bulk and dirty bulk. If you excessively eat too much of whatever you want, that's a dirty bulk because it's an excessive surplus in calories and you're not paying much attention to the quality of foods. I highly don't recommend this because it impairs your speed of thinking and your ability to recall information. So if you're a student, if you're working, it's harder to focus on whatever you're doing and then get a job done properly. That's why I recommend clean bulking. Not only does it prevent you from looking like a slob, it also ensures that you eat whole, nutritious foods. And there's also a controlled calorie surplus. So that means you're eating at an increased surplus at a controlled amount every day, like the BMR amount I recommended just now. While you're clean bulking, when you're bulking, you guys should work on progressive overload. So this means you're increasing your strength training intensity over time. This causes muscle tears, and for those that don't know, muscle grow bigger and stronger after they have repaired the tears. Try to get some quick carbohydrates in before the workouts. I recommend pre-workouts for Gatorade because it's a little bit healthier, but you can go for sugary drinks or a quick candy bar 15 to half an hour before your workout. Aside from the daily grams of protein per kg, also try to have 20 to 30% of fats in your daily calories. I recommend healthy fats or saturated fats because they have a lot of benefit to your body too. My tip for bulking is track your progress. Observe how much stronger you're growing over time and then try to maximize it. If you can grow stronger in a shorter amount of time, try to do that. But if you feel like you're kind of pushing it, you're edging an injury, then I'll say slow down a little bit. Everyone has their own pace. Some food I recommend for people that are bulking is peanut butter, smoothies, chocolate syrup. It's not very healthy, but it's a great source of calories, and oats. Here are my cautionary tales for my bulkers. Maintain your cardio. Don't forget about it. It helps you with your aerobic fitness and your cardiovascularity health, so you won't be out of breath after you're climbing up a set of stairs. And have recovery days. You're pushing your body really hard and you're tearing it really hard, so it's essential to rest a little bit to repair the muscle. Now, my final information in this prestigious lecture is I'm going to teach you how to calculate your BMR and have some final tips for you. For men, multiply your weight in kg by 10, multiply your height in cm by 6.25, and then have your age in years multiplied by 5. Add the weight plus the height minus the age, and then add 5. That's going to be your BMR. Girls, weight in kg times 10, height in centimeters times 6.5. Add those together, same. Minus the years times 5. That's the same. How to cook it. But minus the total by 161. That's going to be your BMR. Lastly, track your calories. And also, let's not forget about your activity level. Multiply your final BMR by 1.2 if you're not that much active, 1.5 if you're moderately active, so that's 3 to 5 exercise. So that means you work out 3 to 5 times a week, and 1.7 if you're very, very active, and that means you're working out 7 days per week. Finally, these are my final tips. You can go online and you can find a lot of good recipes which give you low-calorie sweets or high-calorie meals with a lot of protein. One good thing I found from the internet is how good egg whites are. They're so underrated and you can buy them from online. And salmon and chicken are also great foods. You can eat thighs as well if you can know how to cook it. There's a lot of great online recipes that use chicken thighs to make delicious meals, so feel free to look for that as well. Lastly, track your calories and nutrients with apps like MyFitnessPal. Sleep around 7 to 9 hours a day, and you can take some additional supplements. I recommend creatine, whey protein, and vitamins. Just keep it simple. And the vitamins, I'd only recommend them if you're missing something from your diet, or if you want to boost in benefits like magnesium or omega-3 fish oils. That's all for today, guys. This is my second video on cutting, maintaining, and bulking. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.